Hey DIYers, every year I make an upcycled handmade ornament to send out as a Christmas card. This way people can just open the envelope, pull it out, and hang it on their tree. This year I'm making gingerbread men from my stack of Amazon boxes. Now instead of drawing on each one, I'm creating my own stencil using my Ikonart starter kit. For years I have tried using everything from freezer paper and my Cricut to painstakingly cutting out my design with a craft knife, all just to make my own stencils. I don't have to do that anymore because Ikonart lets you create the most perfect, intricate stencils without the hassle. And I'm going to show you how while I make my holiday Christmas card ornaments. Are you ready? Let's jump in! This is the Ikonart Custom Stencil Kit, which has everything you need to start. Now the reason you can get such intricate stencils is because Ikonart uses UV light sensitive stencil sheets. The kit includes a UV light with a stand, laser printer film, and inkjet printer film, so you can do everything at home depending on your printer type. This is neat. They included some etch-all cream for etching glass. The combo film pack has two different stencil films. One is perfect for smooth surfaces like glass, paper, and ceramics. The other has a stronger adhesion for things like wood, fabrics, and textured surfaces. I've decided to make a few wooden gingerbread men for my tree, so I'm going to make my stencils with the purple today. This is the easy setup base for the UV light. Now I have to admit I was a little nervous about making stencils this way, but I watched a couple of the Ikonart videos and immediately knew I had no reason to be nervous. The process is effective and easy. I have an inkjet printer, so I'm using the inkjet film. Now you'll want to print on the milky side, and if you're confused about it, wet the tip of your finger and you'll be printing on the side that sticks to your finger. A little tip I learned from the Ikonart videos. Print out your images as dark as you can. The sharper and darker the image, the better your stencil will be. You want to make sure that your graphics are completely opaque. Pull out the stencil film. I'm using purple since I'm also stenciling on some wood, and then pull out a clear sheet. Cut the film a little bit bigger than your stencil image. Place the stencil film on the base with the texture side up, center your graphic, and then place the clear film on top to make sure everything is perfectly flat. Expose the film for 35 seconds with the UV light. Next, place the exposed film into some lukewarm water for about 45 seconds, and you'll begin to see your image appear. This step softens the emulsion for your next step. Okay, I got too excited about rinsing out my stencil and forgot that I had this amazing clipboard to rinse out the stencil, and instead just held it under the water. The clipboard would have been better. You will need some high pressure, so use your kitchen sprayer or water pick if you have one. When I watched the Ikonart videos, I thought everything had to be perfect and perfectly timed out, but this process was pretty forgiving. Once this little guy was rinsed, I set it on a towel to dry and made the others. I let my stencils dry for several hours just to be sure they were completely dry. Once they are dry, you want to expose them again under the UV light for 2 to 3 minutes. For the wooden ornaments, I printed the graphics on paper and made some basic shapes to trace on 1/4-inch plywood, then cut them out with my bandsaw. After I sanded them and stained them, I sealed them with some clear lacquer, and I find that when stenciling on wood, a coat of lacquer will get better results with your stencils. Remove the plastic backing and press onto your object. Squirt out a little acrylic paint. Ikonart suggests using a thicker paint, like a chalk paint, but since most of us have regular acrylics, I wanted to try this first. Using a squeegee, spread the paint. Careful not to overwork the paint, just make sure it goes through the design. Remove the stencil, and there you go. This one is pretty darn good. Okay, I'm going to try another one and then move on to my cardboard ornament cards. I didn't clean this stencil and just moved it over to the cardboard, and because I'm cutting closely around the design, I'm not going to worry if I go over the edges. That said, if you're stenciling on a t-shirt, you'll want to tape down the edges and make sure that you're only getting paint through the stencil. I cannot believe how perfect this stencil looks. Now I'm just going to cut them out, Punch some holes, drill some holes, and then add some yarn for hanging. Happy holidays, everyone. Make sure to check out Ikonart. I cannot wait to make more stencils. I'm going to leave a link for everything I used for this project in the description below. Thumbs up if you like my video. Leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Press the notification bell so that you know I have a new video. If you want projects that I don't share anywhere else, follow me on Patreon. I'll leave a link to that below as well. And if you want inspiration, grab one of my craft books. I think you'll like the Big Ass Book of Crafts, and I'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody.